Kenya began laying the ground for the return of Somalis 2 years ago when its troops entered the war torn nation in pursuit of the Somali militant group Al-Shabaab. At the time, the country blamed Al-Shabaab for attacks and kidnappings of foreigners inside the country, including at the Dadaab refugee camp. Dadaab is home to hundreds of thousands of refugees. And this year, Al-Shabaab seemed to grow bolder, striking in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Gunmen held shoppers hostage for days. Kenya was clear in its frustration.
For over 20 years, as Somali fought Somali, all that Kenya did was to offer refuge to their citizens who had to flee their war-torn nation.
On Sunday, Kenya, Somalia and the UN Refugee Agency signed the agreement that will see Kenya send back 1 million refugees home.
It is not the tradition of an African country to complain about visitors, especially those fleeing from danger. Even so, the large number of undocumented refugees, as well as the sheer magnitude of the entire refugee burden, has created unprecedented security challenges for our country. Unfortunately, these challenges include terrorism, banditry, as well as common criminals taking improper advantage of refugee status.
My government, supported by the international community, shall put in place conditions conducive to the return of the refugees.
Kenya hosts more than 600,000 documented Somali refugees and about 500,000 more undocumented ones. The refugees fled after the collapse of the 1991 civil war and most recently during the 2011 famine. Just last week, the UN Food Agency announced that it would cut food rations to the Dadaab refugee camp. Sarah Kimani, SABC News, Kenya.